Hey guys, Soulless here, and today I wanted to talk about the Let's Go games. What I'd like to see in the sequel, what I liked about this game, what I didn't like, all of that. It's kind of just, I was talking about the Pokédex controversy video, which I uploaded yesterday for you, but it's still today for me. I just got done recording it, an hour ago, and then I just started kind of thinking of my thoughts, writing down some things, and I was like, you know what, I kind of wanted to make a video on this and go over what I liked and didn't like, I guess. So let's just get right into it. So to start off, overall, I really enjoyed these games. I thought that they were a great, they kind of felt more like a filler game. And that's part of what I want to go over because I think that they can make it feel like more of a full game in the future when they do like the Let's Go Johto, assuming they do that. And I really hope they do because there's some things that they could just improve on in these games and they'd be great. So to start off, the game itself is easy, and I like that about it because it lets newcomers try it out, and for playing through what is an old region, I mean, we've played through Kanto quite a bit. By the time Let's Go Johto, we played through that a few times. Like, we get it. We get how those regions work. They're gonna add, little things here and there, but for the most part, it's gonna be the same. So I enjoy seeing how easy it is, but also you can kind of try to make it more difficult for yourself if you wanted to. You could just go and catch lower leveled Pokemon and only fight the trainers, or you can easily go catch a lot of Pokemon and train up whatever Pokemon you want, but you can also just put them in the box if you're trying to do a catch combo so certain Pokemon don't level up. So I mean, it just feels like it's an easy way to just have everybody be happy with the way they did it mostly. Maybe there could be like a toggle for the trainers or something, but for the most part, like if you want it to be more difficult, you can create it. You can make it more difficult. The only problem I had was like, and I guess this is where the toggle would come in, is like the gyms. You'd have to catch so many Pokemon before a gym. That one was okay to me, but the problem came in when it was like, oh, to enter Brock's gym, you have to have a water or grass Pokemon, I think they said. And like that, it's kind of annoying. So you have to have specific Pokemon by that point. I think it could have been Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Oddish, and I think that's it in the beginning of the game. By the time you get to Brock's gym, I could be wrong, but I think that was the only. So you had to have one of those three. Maybe you couldn't even have Squirtle by then. I think you. I don't know if you could catch him in Viridian Forest. I feel like you could, but maybe not. Anyway, so there were 2 or 3 Pokemon choices, and so that was really weird to have to do that. Like if they had a toggle for like, oh, are you a beginner? Are you a newcomer to the series? Are you a veteran player? Maybe they had something like that, and that would just be a toggle for the gyms. I don't think much else needs toggled because, like I said, the catch combos and stuff you can just kind of work around and change what Pokemon you have in your party when you're catching other Pokemon. It's kind of tedious, but at the same time, like, that's just the mechanics of this game, and I don't think they should change specifically that. So my next thing about this game that I enjoyed was just the catching in general. That was just so fun, seeing the Pokemon in the overworld, deciding what Pokemon you want to go after, doing the catch combos. That was just such a fun experience, such a new experience in an old place. And I really hope they do that with Johto too. Because Johto is probably my favorite region. It has a lot of my favorite Pokemon. Heart Gold and Soul Silver were my favorite games. So yeah, I just really, really want to see that improved upon. So maybe like in the future they should, if they make the Let's Go games, or Let's Go Johto, I guess. They should incorporate more Pokemon, because that was my problem with this game, is we only had the Cantonian Pokemon. And so to me that was kind of annoying, just because we have Cantonian Pokemon all the time, and I get why they do it, and I get this is a remake of Yellow, but again, that's where I go back on, they should have remade Leaf Green, and then had some Johto Pokemon, some Hoenn Pokemon at least in there, but maybe even some of the newer ones still. And that's why I hope they go off of Heart Gold Soul Silver more for the remakes, because I feel like there's just so much more there as far as like the Pokemon variety in those games. They could base the decks off of that. There were like special Pokemon you could catch using the radio, and so that were from Hoenn and Sinnoh. Do that, but incorporate maybe some Gen 5, 6, 7, and 8 Pokemon a little bit. Not a crazy amount either. Like, keep it simple enough for everybody. You know, I don't want the Pokédex to be huge. Like, I would like it to be, obviously, but, you know, the main games, hopefully they bring back the National Dex in some capacity through patches down the line that, you know, I've already talked about that in another video, but yeah, I really hope that they can do something with Let's Go Johto to make it really feel special. And I really think basing that off of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, having that Pokeathlon, having a bunch of mini games that you could have a second Joy-Con player play with, and you could both, you know, race your Pokemon in the decathlon thing and the hurdles, and there's just all those mini games I feel like you could incorporate using Joy-Con and do something similar, like to capture the flag, and just, it would be a really, really fun co-op experience, or single player if you just want to play by yourself and go for like the high scores and unlocking like that secret Mew room with the Mew statue in the that's in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. The other thing about Heart Gold and Soul Silver is in this Let's Go game, there's no gambling at all. Like, and I understand removing the casino thing so that way the kids can play this game. It's not higher rating, or you're not having any controversy with that. But in that, they had like a Minesweeper-like game, the Voltorb flip, and I really want that to be brought back. I don't know why, but I spent hours on that game, like on that mini game in there, and same thing with the Pokeathlon. So both of those things would be really nice if they bring back in the sequel. The other thing I'd like to see, but is not going to happen for sure, would be the Battle Frontier. I want to see a Battle Frontier return in some capacity. Hopefully Diamond and Pearl remakes would do that, because typically the remakes should be based off of the enhanced version. So if it was in Yellow, it's in Leaf Green and Fire Red, other than Pikachu following you. If it was in Crystal, then it's in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They dropped the ball with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. A lot of people didn't like those games as much. That's why you'll always see them lower on the tier list, because they based those off of Ruby and Sapphire and not Emerald. But they had that Delta episode, which kind of made up for it, but they dropped the Battle Frontier. So hopefully Diamond Pearl remakes will be based off of Platinum, so we get the Battle Frontier then. So I'd be fine with no Battle Frontier in the Let's Go games. It makes sense anyway. I'd want more Pokemon to be able to use in it, so that's fine. My next thing about it is there's a couple extra areas in Heart Gold and Soul Silver that are not present in the original Gold and Silver, or in Crystal either, I think. Like the what is that? The Safari Zone, being able to move Pokemon around, and it's in north. It's on the, what would that be? The west side of the map, the far west side of the map, I think. So yeah, there's that area where you can have the Safari Zone there, and then close by is where you catch Groudon, Rayquaza. Keep those areas, and that way you could incorporate, that's where maybe you catch some of the new Pokemon. Obviously, not all the new Pokemon would be in, but like I said, just, you know, even if it's only a handful from each region, and then including, or add all of the any Johto and Kanto Pokemon that have evolutions or baby evolutions or whatever in any of the other regions, incorporate them into the game, and then incorporate a handful from each generation after that. I would really like to see that, because like that's kind of the magic of this game, is doing the catch combos and stuff, but I wouldn't want it to be all of the Pokemon with the catch combos. That'd be way too complicated. But yeah, just make it so that way the areas, because like a lot of the areas have like, once you get up a catch combo, certain Pokemon will start to appear, and that way you could like kind of flesh it out too, is like each area would have a unique Pokemon for their catch combo, and it would be a Pokemon from a different generation. That would be something really cool for the game, something that like newcomers would be like, whoa, who's that? I haven't played Pokemon since Silver or Red and Blue, so I don't know who, you know, Lucario is, or I don't know who, you know, Swellow is, or whatever they choose, you know. So I'd really like to see that incorporated into the game, and just overall, I just really enjoyed these games. There's just the lack of Pokemon, I guess, kind of had me concerned, and so I hope that they can do something to fix that in the future with the Let's Go Johto games. Other than that, I like the little bit of story elements they added every once in a while sprinkled into these games. They had like that Lorelei came over by Rock Tunnel, I believe it is, and you fought Team Rocket members with her, and they just did a bunch of little cutscene like things throughout the story, but kept the story basically the same. And then they incorporated like red, blue, green into the story a little bit too. So maybe if they could do that with gold and silver, and I guess her name's Crystal. I think she has, like, now it's Ethan and Lyra or whatever, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So whether they go with Lyra or Crystal doesn't really matter. Either way, incorporate them into that game the same way they did this, and I think that they'll have a great game. I think everybody would be more happy just seeing more fleshed out Pokédex, even though it's not still going to be the full thing in these games. I mean, like I said, I never really expected it to be. I guess maybe if you could transfer Pokemon just so you could battle them in this game. But if you're able to do that, hopefully then they would just have all the Pokemon in the other games, and it wouldn't really matter to just transfer them to the Let's Go games as much, as long as the other games on Switch have all the Pokemon. But that would be something cool to add too. But pretty much that's just my thoughts on the game. Is I really, ultimately I enjoyed it. My biggest thing was just the lack of Pokemon. A lot of people didn't like the easiness of it, but I really enjoyed that. Just because like you could kind of make it easier or hard if you wanted to, but the only problem was the gym restrictions, so remove that or have a way to remove that. And I think you could have a really good game. And just touch up on little things here and there. Make sure you do like the changing of Kanto, keep in some other mechanics, like maybe like have that radio in from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I think it was in the original too, but it wasn't as functional. So yeah, incorporate that so that way you can get special Pokemon using the radio. And like I said, I think that would be a great game. I think it'd be really fun. A lot of people would enjoy it. It'd be a great way to bring over the Let's Go players, but incorporating some of the newer elements, newer Pokemon, just a little bit, I think would would make more fans of like the current fans want to play those games more. So let me know what you think down below. That was just kind of quick thoughts that I was just going over about these games. It wasn't really everything over this game. It was just kind of was stuff that was going on in my mind. I just kind of wanted to get out there. Like I said, if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. Comment down below. Tell me what you think, what you want to see in the sequel to the Let's Go games, what you don't want to see back in the sequel. And if you want to see more discussion videos, I'm going to be doing some more Smash videos and Mario Maker videos when that comes out. And as more Nintendo games come out this year, such as Fire Emblem, I plan on doing some videos on those. So if you want to see all of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.